You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Rapping with Dr. Jacqueline connects you with experts from all over the world to help you take charge of your career, your business, and your life. Rap along with us. Visit drjacqueline.com to learn how to become a guest or a sponsor. And now, the doctor is in.
Hello and welcome to USA Global TV and Business Talk Radio. We are so happy to have you here. You are watching or listening to I Have a Story to Tell. But it's not my story. No, it's not my story at all. It's the story of my beautiful guests, and we will be bringing them out very soon. I'm so happy that we have wonderful people here who come forth from around the world to share vulnerably their story, to bring hope and inspiration to all of us. And joining me today is someone who's been on our platform before. She has an incredible story herself, Victoria George Veal, and she is so accomplished and so wonderful. I could talk about her all day long, but instead of doing that, I'm going to actually run this phenomenal clip that I think will give you some inspiration into her and her sister. They are the debutantes, and you can follow them over on Instagram. This is a beautiful piece called Paradise. Let's take a look, and then we'll bring Victoria out.
You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Welcome back. Wasn't that exciting? Oh my gosh, what a beautiful piece. Let us welcome Victoria George Veal. She is director of Miss Regal World, presenter and Wales correspondent at JTV, and the face of WOHA 2021. Welcome. Hello.
Hello, Dr. Jacqueline. It's so lovely to be back. Thank you for having me and my wonderful guests.
So excited. By the way, that video made me just want to run out into fields and start singing and dancing, and it's so beautiful. What was the catalyst to film that and to record that?
Well, our manager is actually Alan Jones, who is the saxophonist from the 60s band, the Amen Corner. So the Amen Corner was actually the band who had that song as a number one hit in the 60s, Paradise is Half as Nice. So they went to number one straight away with that in the 60s. And because one of the members of the original band was our manager and still is, he decided to do kind of a re-recording of it, and we actually had Anti-Fairweather Low featured in it as well, which is another version. So we have that version, which is just us girls, and then we have the other version, which features Anti-Fairweather Low, who's the main singer, the lead singer in the original band. So that was kind of the reason why we did it, and it was such an honor for Lavinia and I to actually be able to record that song, because it was such a big hit here in the United Kingdom and other countries as well. So we were absolutely honored and so humbled.
Well, I know every time I play that, it's just such a feeling of happiness and joy. And I love that pink lipstick, by the way. I have to find out more about that. We'll talk about
the video.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, thank you. I can't remember what shade it was, but I'll try and figure it out for you and let you know.
Fantastic. So as you know, this show is called I Have a Story to Tell, and you brought us two incredible guests. And before we bring them out, can you please tell us a little bit about the world of beauty pageantry and how it's changed and evolved, and now it's really inclusive for people from all different generations, from all different walks of life?
Yeah, I think years and years ago, back in the day, pageants were definitely more restricted than they are now. For instance, you weren't able to have children and you had to be a certain age and things like that. And, with certain beauty pageant systems, those rules still do apply for certain pageants, which is absolutely fine. Every pageant system there are so many pageant systems out there, but there are sort of four main ones. They're called the power pageants, and it's things like Miss World and Miss Universe. So they do still have very strict rules. However, this new pageant, which I've launched back in 2020 in April last year, is called Miss Regal World, and it's an online pageant, and it basically welcomes anybody, any age, from any country, any size, any shape, any background, anything, to compete online internationally from the comfort of your own home. But beauty pageants are literally a savior to some ladies and young girls, because it's their sort of safe haven, their platform of, making new friends, with, like-minded sort of, vibes and things like that. Everyone's really positive. Everyone's really, they're really cliquey. They're really with each other the whole way. And we're so supportive. Pageant girls, once you have a friend in the pageant world, you have a friend for life. And I know it sounds really corny, but it's so, so true. We really support each other. It's all about empowerment. And as I said, there are so many beauty pageant systems out there. And to me, most of them are about empowerment and making new friendships and obviously making a difference in the world. It's extremely important. So Miss Regal World is highlighting the importance of spreading kindness and positivity around the globe, through doing good deeds and spreading messages of hope and faith. So it's all very exciting, and it's been going for 2 years in a row now. And one of the guests I have the pleasure of welcoming on the show is my current Ms. Regal World 2021 to 22, and she's based in Australia. So I'm really excited to speak to her soon. But beauty pageants, honestly, I think maybe for those people out there who aren't sure what beauty pageants are, or they think maybe it's just Sandra Bullock in Miss Congeniality film. We all love that film, let's face it. It's one of my personal favorites. But at the end of the day, it's so much more than just walking down the catwalk wearing an evening gown. There is so much backbreaking work that goes on behind the scenes, and I know all pageant girls and queens will back me up on this. You have to do charity work, you have to do appearances. There's lots of preparation that goes on behind the scenes, public speaking. I know when I first started beauty pageants, I didn't have a clue about them. I was really naive, and it really opened my eyes into the beauty pageant world. The first one I did was Miss Universe, Great Britain, and I really chucked myself into the deep end. I didn't know what I was doing, but I thought, no, I'll just give it a go, because they were advertising for more Welsh girls, and I'm Welsh. So I was 18 or 19 maybe at the time, did Miss Universe Great Britain, got into the grand final. That was an amazing experience. And I have to say, most of the contestants were studying to become doctors and lawyers and things like that. So it really opened my eyes up. And, since then I kind of caught the pageant bug, and now I don't compete. I direct Miss Regal World. So it really is quite a story, but it's not my story today that I'm telling.
Well, thank you for letting our audience understand what Miss Regal World is, and also how the industry has evolved, and the fact that you have this incredible platform online. I love this.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I love directing Miss Regal World. I absolutely love it. And I, as a director, get to meet so many inspiring women and young girls out there from all around the world. I mean, last year we had, I think, about 126 contestants. And this year we had lots as well. And they've all come from every continent of the planet. So it's amazing. And I've made some really great friends.
Well, I'm looking forward to meeting two of your friends from the pageants. And Haley's joining us from Australia. It's got to be very early in the morning there. Let's bring her out. Hi, Haley Parker. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm so excited, even though it is about 1:30 in the morning here. But, this is how I fall out of bed.
That crown is stunning.
Isn't it just have a look at this. It's absolutely magnificent. It really is. I'm a very proud owner of this item. It is stunning.
So is the sash. Very beautiful.
Oh, yes. The more bling, the merrier, as far as I'm concerned. And life.
I'm with you.
It's fabulous.
So, Dr. Jacqueline, shall I go straight in?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you. So, hi, Hayley. It's amazing to see you. So, Hayley, everyone out there, is my Miss Regal World. 21 to 22. She was crowned in August. And very excited to have her. And I'm very proud to say she's my Miss Regal World Queen. She's an amazing woman. And I'm so proud to have her in my family. So my first question to you, Hayley, is just a bit of introduction, really, so the public can get to know you a little bit more. Tell us a little bit about your career and your background. What do you do?
Absolutely. So I'm a bit of a mixed bag of nuts when it comes to career life. But my biggest career venture is, of course, my two beautiful daughters. I am always first a mum, and they are extremely important to me. And it's a lot as to why I actually got involved into the pageant world, is to use it as a bit of role modeling and build confidence for my young girls and empower them. But my biggest thing besides them is the performing arts. And I have two sides to that. So I am an educator in the performing arts, so I teach dance and drama, particularly ballet is my favorite form of dance. And I'm actually a Royal Academy of Dance registered ballet teacher, so I teach that syllabus as well. But I also am a performer in my own right, and actually have recently, very excitedly and luckily, been cast and contracted to perform in Mamma Mia the musical here in Perth, Australia at the Regal Theatre. So I have had a lovely career in the performing arts industry, but I've been able to mix education and my love of sharing my passion for the arts with my students, while also still enjoying doing it on stage myself these days, which is fantastic.
Congratulations.
Very exciting.
Honestly, when I found out about the Mamma Mia role, I put it straight on Instagram. I shared it because I was so proud. I was so excited, and I wish I was in Australia to actually attend the show.
I know, and my poor mum, she actually lives in the UK, and she's probably watching now. Hi, Mum. She's devastated because, of course, she can't even get here to see me on stage currently. So it is quite sad that most of my family won't be able to see it live, but they will be there in spirit, and I have no doubt they will be floating around somewhere in the ether, sending me good vibes. So, but it's going to be incredible.
Oh, they will definitely be there in spirit. And do you know what? You can always do backstage videos. I usually do that as well.
Loads of TikToks coming their way.
Oh yes, Mamma Mia, ABBA TikToks. I can't wait. So I just wanted to ask you one thing. With your title, Miss Regal World, would you just like to tell the public maybe a little bit more about it and how your experience was with the pageant? Just because there are quite a few people out there that are a bit skeptical about international sort of online pageants. They prefer to do it in person, which I agree with. It's nicer, but tell them a bit about your online experience, because it's probably very different to in person.
Absolutely. So interestingly enough, I actually entered a local pageant initially here in Perth, which is only due to happen in January. And while I was doing that, I came across Miss Regal World online. And I too was also like, oh, I'm not sure about doing an online setup. But because of the pandemic, I've actually found myself trusting in a lot more of the online platforms, especially because I've been teaching through Zoom and doing things like that online. So I decided to give it a try, and I thought it might be a really good way for me to dip my toes in the pageant waters and test things out and see how it goes. And I was absolutely floored when I made the finals, and then to end up winning the pageant in my section and actually also winning Best in Speech, which was just blew me away. I actually remember I was sitting on my couch at 3 a.m. alone, my children and husband asleep, and the sound right down, and the announcement came out, and Victoria read out my name as the winner of the crown, and I had to silently scream like this at my computer, and I filmed my reaction because I didn't want to wake anyone up. But it really was completely surreal. The whole process, though, was just so beautifully executed by Victoria as a director. And I want to give her a massive shout out for that, the kudos for how you ran it. and are still running it. It was absolutely incredible. We were given so many opportunities to get to know each other. There was full chats where we would all get online on Zoom, and if we could make it in our different time zones, that could happen. And she kept us up to date in group chats and telling us who the judges were, making announcements. It was just all very professionally done. And there was not a moment where I didn't feel like I was part of something amazing and part of a sisterhood. And you were speaking about pageants and how they've changed. And my goodness, they've changed in my mind too. In the scheme of things, I always thought pageants were reserved for the super skinny single woman. And here I am, an extremely curvaceous, plus size mum of two who is married and in her late 30s. And I'm sitting here with a crown and sash on, and to be given that opportunity and the chance to sit here and have a platform and talk about things I care about and that mean a lot to me really is so empowering. And I picture it as a way of me making this world a better place for my children and my children's children. So I can't thank you enough. It's been incredible.
Oh,
that's beautiful.
I don't make me cry. Thank you so much. That is so kind of you. And it's been, honestly, Dr. Jacqueline, Hayley has been an absolute pleasure to have compete and also now to work with. And I think she's going to be a great, great friend as well for years to come. So, and we have a lot in common because we're both performing arts teachers. So that's great. And we're both wearing green today.
Yes. Look at that. And so Lucille Parker, hey, yes, Hayley, Mama is watching you. I'm crying. So nice.
I miss you so much. I wish I could see you. I know. She is an incredible woman and an incredible role model. This lady, she works 2 jobs. She is just an amazing lady and has given up so much in her life to create me and make me the person I am. So, Mum, I love you. So thanks for watching.
So sweet.
Before I start crying, I'll just come to the last sort of point. Obviously, you won Best in Speech, which was fantastic. So congratulations. Dr. Jacqueline, Hayley's speech was really amazing. And I just wanted to let Hayley kind of maybe not say the whole thing again, but just to touch upon what she was talking about in her speech for her pageant entry, because it really did blow the judges and I away. And I really enjoyed it. And it's the sort of thing that I would like to say myself. I agree with every word she says 100%. So Hayley, take it away. What was your speech about?
In a condensed format, it was really about the rat race we live in and the youth and what they're exposed to and how we've got social media and so many things going on in their lives that really just have altered the way we live and they live. And I just really wanted to talk about finding ways to stop and smell the roses and find those moments in life that we can really just slow down and appreciate what we have and who we have. And I think these days more than ever, currently living in a pandemic, it's so important to really appreciate everything and everyone around us. And I also spoke about the fact that I really want to be the change and to find ways to be part of the change, whether it's big or small, something subtle, the butterfly effect that you do wherever you are can really have a knock-on effect in the world. And I want everyone to know that and pay it forward. This is my biggest thing.
I'm going to keep crying.
Honestly,
you look so lovely, Dr. Jacqueline. You know, keep that. As long as it's waterproof, cry away.
It's not waterproof. And we have another comment from your mom, which is making me cry even more.
Wow, bless her heart. You know, she's so special. So, yeah, I'm a very lucky lady. I'm surrounded by an incredible support network, which allows me and affords me to do all these crazy things that I do. So I'm blessed.
So is Lucille in the UK?
She is indeed. She is indeed. So most of my family is my brother and sister and their families as well. So they're all over there. So I will be coming your way definitely one of these days, Victoria.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I'd like to ask just quickly, how did you end up in Australia?
So I actually followed my now husband here. We met while we were studying in South Africa, which is where I was born. And I did university over there, my first degree anyway. You know, I did a few more because I love to study. I'm a bit crazy like that. And then he was emigrating here because his family had emigrated here and said, would you like to come along? And I went, all right. Good day, mate. Let's try Australia. Let's see what happens. And now, almost 13 years later in the relationship with him, here we are and loving life. And my 2 daughters are now Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. So it's lovely, and I'm very happy. I'm so lucky to be where I am. It's a country that's been really good to us, so I'm blessed.
Well, you can tell you're filled with joy and positive energy and happiness. I forget that it's the middle of the morning there.
And freezing cold. Freezing.
Is it? Oh my goodness.
It's so cold. Yes, it's about 4 degrees at the moment.
Wow. Here in Wales, it's what is it? It's almost 7 p.m. in the evening and it's 17 degrees. So it's quite muggy with the lights on me right now. So whew, yeah, hot under the collar, guys.
It's about 75 degrees Fahrenheit here. I don't know what that
Celsius, yeah.
is, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't do that. But oh, that's amazing. Well, Hayley, thank you so much for coming on the show. And Dr. Jacqueline, thank you for having Hayley with us.
Oh my gosh, it's been a pleasure. Thank you, Hayley. And thank you to Hayley's mom, Lucille Parker, for watching the show. We really appreciate you.
Thanks, Mom.
And expect some great, amazing things from Hayley. I'm sure she's going to storm the world with her greatness and her
onward and upward. Onward and upward. Good things to come. Watch this space.
Yes.
Hayley, I'm going to spotlight you. We're running your banner, but people are listening on the radio and they can't read that. So please let our viewers and listeners know the best way to reach out to you and who should contact you.
Absolutely. So you can check me out on Instagram. It's probably the best place to see everything that I do. I'm Superstar HPC on Instagram. And if you just head to the Regal Theatre website, you can actually go check out Mamma Mia that I'll be performing in this November, if you'd like to go see that. And of course, you can head to the Miss Regal World Facebook page or website and see all the information there about this incredible pageant and the opportunities that it gives women and how it empowers us.
Thank you so much. One final comment. One of our other guests is, I believe, the lead in Mamma Mia at the West End and there in London, Sarah Poser. I don't know if you know her. I'd love to connect you guys.
Oh my goodness, that would be incredible. What a lovely thing. I would love to absolutely connect with her. I've actually heard her name mentioned several times, so I know who you speak of.
I'll connect you guys on Messenger.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jacqueline. I'd really appreciate that. That would be incredible.
Thank you. Thanks for being here, Hayley. Best wishes to you.
Thank you so much. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh my gosh. So I'm calming down now. She was lovely.
Well, this is why we crown Hayley. I mean, everyone is amazing. Every woman could have had a crown, but Hayley is just fantastic. And yeah, we love her to bits.
Quick question before we bring out Pollyanna. So does Hayley get to keep that crown and sash? Is that something that's hers?
Yes, forever, forever. Every year there's a new crown and sash. I mean, it's the same design every year from now on, because the first year it ran, we had a different design for the crown. It was a bit more of a round, a full crown, and it's very, very heavy and probably very uncomfortable. So I had a few issues with that design. So the design that Hayley is wearing today with the sash is going to stay the same forever. So she'll get to keep that crown.
Well done. Stunning.
Thank you. Thank you. I do love the rubies, I have to say.
How can you not?
Right,
so,
should I bring on
yes,
Pollyanna?
Please
Okay,
do.
Great. So we have Pollyanna Nielsen, and she's living in Norway, I believe now. But she's from, well, she has a number of different backgrounds. She represented Norway and Brazil in the Miss Regal World pageant. She was in the same age division as Hayley, and she reached the top 6. So let's welcome Pollyanna.
Hi, welcome, Pollyanna.
Hi, it is so amazing to be here. And I think this is the first time that I've talk to Victoria since the pageant, like on video, like this. So it's
It
lovely.
is. It is. Well, it's the first time I've spoken to Hayley on video since winning. We've been doing voice clips and things every day, nearly, but to see each other is a luxury.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
It's really
Oh.
nice. I love your voice, Pollyanna.
Thank you. A lot of people tell me that I have an accent, but I don't hear it at all. When I'm in America, everyone tells me I have an accent. When I'm here in Norway, everyone thinks I'm American. And when I'm in Brazil, people don't think I'm Brazilian. So it's really weird.
Well, it's beautiful.
So, Pollyanna, obviously in Ms. Regal World, you represented two countries. You represented Norway and Brazil. So, tell us a bit about that. What's your background?
Well, I was born in Brazil, but my dad was an engineer for General Electric, and he and our family, we lived in the United States when I was little, and then we went back to Brazil. But I really acquired a lot of the culture from the United States. I fell in love with that culture and it stayed with me. We lived in Brazil. And then when I was a teenager, I decided to go back to the US because I wanted to finish my studies over there. So I did my junior and senior year in California.
Amazing. So, do you actually live in Norway now?
Yes.
And how are you finding the difference in lifestyle and things to America, for instance?
It is very different from anything that I had experienced before. First of all, I came from a very, very warm country. So, growing up in Brazil and then living in places like Florida and then California in the US. So, coming to Norway, it was never a plan. It happened to me. I was getting my master's degree in Australia, and I always tell everybody if you want to meet a nice Norwegian guy, go to Australia. There are lots of Norwegians studying there. So we met and we fell in love and got married. And then we moved to Brazil. But it was really hard for him in Brazil. He loved the weather, he loved everything, but it was hard for him to get a job and the language barrier. I taught him Portuguese, but it was always very difficult for him. So we decided to move to Norway. It is his country, so it gave it a shot. So I had to start from scratch when I came here 20 years ago almost.
And how many languages do you speak? Do you speak and teach, Pollyanna?
Well, at the moment, I'm teaching Portuguese, I'm teaching Spanish, and I'm teaching English. But I also teach Norwegian to Americans and Brazilians. I am working on two separate grammar books that I'm writing. One of them is a grammar book for speakers of Portuguese to learn Norwegian. The other one is for speakers of English to learn Norwegian through conversation. So it's quite a journey for me. Every day my brain scrambles sometimes and I think in English and then I respond to people in Norwegian because they're speaking Norwegian to me, and my daughter speaks Portuguese to me, and I teach Spanish as well, so it's crazy.
It is quite an accomplishment. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations. And also for everyone out there, Pollyanna was, as you know, in the top 6 of Miss Regal World. So yes, you had a lovely experience, didn't you? And I know you've made some really great friends, Pollyanna. And I know that you've made a really great friend in my former Miss Regal World, Janice McGregor from Canada, which is really great. So if you want to kind of touch upon that and say anything about the friendships and things like that, that'd be great.
Well, one of the things that I liked the most about being in the pageant was the people that I met. And I did not expect it to be this way because being that it was online, I figured, well, how are we ever going to get to know each other? But we actually really did. I was in every Zoom chat and I was in the group chats on Facebook, and we exchanged a lot of experiences, and I got to know the former Miss Wriggle World, and I actually shared with her some of my experiences, and we had quite a lot in common. And she was there for support when I was down about something, like a good old friend from a long time. And I've had a tremendous time getting to know different people who are different from what people expect the pageant girls to be. That's one of the things that called my attention the most. because all the girls were so supportive. They were so intelligent. And that's one of the things that people don't realize, that pageant girls are very smart. So I was really privileged to get to know them.
Yes, that all of them are so smart, and this is why it was so hard for myself and my fellow judges to choose the top selection and choose the winners. Oh my goodness, it took us a good few hours, possibly days of discussion and deliberation, because
I did not expect to even be a finalist, but I was having so much fun. I decided to make a reaction video when I watched the finalist announcement. So I'm sitting here and I'm cheering for everyone when I heard names of friends that made it to the top finalists in their division. And then I heard every name being called, and I kept thinking about the women. I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, of course, her, yes. And then I heard my name and I just lost it. The video is on YouTube forever for everybody to see. I have a YouTube channel, Pollyanna Nielsen, which was like a family channel for me, just to exchange videos with my family in Brazil, but it became now an educational channel where I teach languages to the world. Anybody can learn. I share my classes on there.
I'm sure
Victoria,
Dr. Yeah,
yes, sorry.
sorry.
So, Pollyanna, you're obviously extremely intelligent and beautiful and accomplished. And I'm wondering if you would share with our audience, what was the catalyst for you to enter into this? And what at the time did you hope to take away from it?
I am that girl that watched every Miss Universe, every Miss World, every Miss Brazil, Miss America. I sat at home and watched that, and I felt like I was never going to be able to do something like that ever. I entered local pageants. I won one and lost a lot. And I never imagined that at this age, I am 49 years old. So I never thought that at this age I was going to be Miss or Ms. anything. But I saw that. I saw the ad for Miss Wriggle World, and it called out to me. I was like, this is for me. I can enter this. I am older, but I still have a chance to enter this, and I could live my fantasy of entering an international pageant, which had been, since I was a little girl, one of my dreams.
Well, congratulations. And by the way, what is your skincare routine? What is your secret there for your beautiful skin?
I don't really have one, but I don't smoke. I don't drink. I try to eat healthy. I laugh and smile all the time. And I think that's probably it.
There's
She
some
looks
good practices.
amazing.
Yes. And Haley has beautiful skin as well. So,
Yeah,
yes.
they're both amazing. They both look very, very sort of flawless, don't they?
Yes, they do. A question I have about the process for people who are out there thinking, oh, you know what? If these two women, they said that they can do it, and maybe I can do it. How long does the whole process take? Like, what are the steps that are involved in being involved in the online pageant?
Sorry, is this to myself or to Pollyanna?
Let's start with you, Victoria, and then Pollyanna can jump in.
Okay. Well, the whole pageant lasts a couple of months. I know that sounds like a really long time, but you have to it can't just last 2 weeks, because there won't be a build up. There won't be enough time to create friends, those bonds online, and to have Zoom chats. So you do need a couple of months just for the entries to come in and for people around the world to start to realize that the entries are actually open. So it lasts from around January to maybe, August. It's a long time, but we have Zoom calls, we have chats, we have little activities that you can send in videos, and I put them together and make a little collage of my finalists. So it's all really exciting. But I would say there are mainly 2 stages. So with the first stage, everyone sends in a speech video, which is about 2 minutes to 3 minutes long, probably a little bit less. And then they have 2 photographs, one headshot and one full length to send in. And they don't have to be professional. It doesn't have to be a big photo shoot or anything like that. And then you also, no, that's the next round, isn't it? Sorry, it was quite a while ago and my brain is quite frazzled out with the whole thing. But Yes, there is another video for the first round, and Pollyanna will correct me if I'm wrong, because she remembers more than me probably.
Yeah,
It's been
we did a short speech video
yes,
introducing
and then an
ourselves
evening wear.
and the evening wear.
Yes, thank you. So it's a short speech video and then an evening wear round, and that can be anywhere. It can be in your garden, a church hall, the playground, somewhere where you have space. And then if you make it into the finalists, then you have to do two more videos. So that's the casual day wear and then an evening wear round. And then at the end of the evening wear round, you have to say, you have to give an answer to a specific question that we've asked you to say. So yeah, it kind of changes sometimes every year depending on how we're all feeling. We may add another round in one day. We may take a round away. We may add another video challenge. Who knows? But yeah, that was this year's steps.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And Pollyanna, I'll just ask you, with everything that you're doing, how are you able to find the time to be actively involved in this?
The thing is, with the time zone, I was really lucky because I'm in Norway, so we're just an hour away. So it was easy for me to be in all the Zoom calls, and it was in the evenings after I came home from work. So it fit really well with my schedule.
Fantastic. Well, it looks good on you, and we're so glad that you're here. And obviously, everything you're doing to help people realize the importance of learning to communicate effectively means not only listening, which is what I'm really big on, but it's learning other languages, learning how to communicate to people in their language. And I think that's really admirable. So thank you.
I'm thinking about something that Victoria and I discussed for next year for the pageant. I'm not entering again, but I really would like to be a part of it somehow. I'm thinking about Brazilian girls who cannot speak English, but they are beautiful, smart, and they have a lot to offer. I would like to be their interpreter. So I was suggesting to Victoria to advertise it in Portuguese as well. Brazil has 250 million people. And I feel like the girls would like to participate, but they wouldn't be able to without a voice. And that's one of the things that I would like to do, give them a voice,
Well, Pollyanna,
translating.
I'm definitely going to take you up on that one because it sounds like an amazing idea. And I wouldn't want to kind of leave all of those amazing females out just because of the language barrier. So that would be such a big help to me. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I have another question, actually. If that, I don't know how much time we have left, Dr. Jacqueline.
Yes, we have a few more minutes.
Okay. Well, with Pollyanna's speech, it was actually a very good speech, and the judges and I really enjoyed it. And it was regarding something that she feels very passionate about. So, in the last sort of few minutes, Pollyanna, did you want to express to the audience what this was?
Yes, in my speech, I talked about how the world is in chaotic despair right now. And one of the things that's happening in the world is there's so much racism. And some people don't realize what it can do to a person. And with me, it was as a little girl, just a 9-year-old girl, I had never even noticed that I was a different color. I grew up in Brazil and I came from a well off family. So what happened was I was usually the only black girl in many circles, but I didn't notice that. I never thought about it until one day a teacher of mine. She pulled all the kids aside. We're just sitting and playing. She pulled us aside. She said, have you noticed? Pollyanna, put your arm next to the others. You are the darkest one in here. You're actually the only black girl here. And I was looking at the other kids, and some of the other kids were Latino and they were dark as well, but perhaps not as dark as me. And I said, look, but they're also brown. And the teacher kept insisting, no, but you are the darkest. So everyone started to gather around me, and they were just saying to me, neguinha, neguinha, which is a racial slur in Portuguese. And that was so hurtful. The kids didn't really talk to me properly for weeks after that. I felt invaded in the worst possible way. But that did not break me because after that, the teacher was fired. I went on to become a teacher myself, and I'd like to think I am a lot more compassionate and kind to my students, and I certainly don't want anybody to feel singled out I want everyone to feel special because everyone is. And I feel like all our lives matter, all of us. And I think it's important for me as a woman of color to bring that message out there, especially with education. Education is freedom because a lot of the racism comes from ignorance, from not knowing.
Thank you for your transparency and for sharing that. I'm sorry that you went through that. And look at you now.
Yeah, no, I'm really very, truly, deeply sorry that you went through it as well. And it's so great that you're an educator and that you're a teacher now, because you're in a wonderful position to be able to, put the world to right and to make it a better place, aren't you? So yeah, good for you.
Outstanding. Pollyanna, I'm going to spotlight you, and we have your banner running across, but for people who can't read it, can you please share how people can get in touch with you and who should contact you?
Everybody who wants to learn another language, whether even if you know English and you want to know more English, academic English, Norwegian, Portuguese, Spanish, if you're interested in that, my Facebook is open. People can contact me there. My Facebook is educator.pollyanna, Polyana. Although I have it spelled with two L's and two N's, as a tribute to my dad, who named me after the very optimistic girl from the books Pollyanna and Pollyanna Grows Up. And anyone that wants to learn a language, I'm your girl because I make it fun and I make it easy, and you will be speaking to people from all over the world in their language.
Thank you, Pollyanna. I want you to know that I was actually on Facebook making sure that your name was spelled. I'm like, oh, I don't know, it's spelled one way here, one way there. So thank you for clearing that up.
And I love the Pollyanna film. It's one of my favorites.
Yes, beautiful name too.
Thank
you so much for being here.
Thank you. It's been amazing. It's been a fantastic experience. I won this as an award. Being here is my award, and it was so unexpected. I am really grateful for this opportunity to be able to reach even a larger audience and have more people share my story. Maybe there is another Black girl out there who is going through something and she's not alone.
And for people who are just joining us, you can go over to our YouTube channel, USA Global TV, and watch the show from the very beginning. Don't leave yet, but you can go over there later. So thank you again, Pollyanna. You're welcome to come back anytime, as well as Haley. You're welcome to be a guest on any of our shows.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Pollyanna.
Oh, thank you so much for introducing me to them. They're both incredible women.
Oh, you're more than welcome. And thank you once again, Dr. Jacqueline, for having them all on the show alongside myself. It's been an absolute privilege and I've really enjoyed it. So thank you very much.
Thank you. What's next for you, Victoria?
Oh, well, the big job for me now is from November to February, I'm doing a Christmas pantomime. We're coming back. We're returning to the theatres. Yay!
Hey.
I know, it's such a big deal because the last time I was actually standing on a stage was, I don't know, maybe 18 months ago. So when November comes around, it will literally be almost 2 years since I've been on stage because of the pandemic. So once I get back on that stage, I'm probably going to end up crying because it's so emotional. And, I think it's not just a passion, it's a profession. So, yeah. It's so exciting, and I'm playing the Prince Charming. I'm playing a man because Rainbow Valley Productions like to do things the very traditional sort of pantomime way. So there's a very big Welsh TV star personality who's going to be in Cinderella. He's playing the Baron, Cinderella's father, and his name is Owen Money. So a lot of people here in Wales will know him. And yes, I'm really excited to be playing the Prince. I can't wait to get back on that stage.
I can't wait to see you either. So where can we watch this if we are outside of the country?
unless, because they don't normally stream things, unless there's still a pandemic going on and everything's locked up. They do film the production sometimes. Maybe, you know, a videographer comes in for one of the shows one evening and films it, and people can buy the video copies. But other than that, it's you know, you'd need to go to the theatre to see it. But we're here. Well, we're in about 3 different theatres in Wales, so we're touring just a little bit, which is rather exciting. But if there is a video copy, then I'll by all means send you a copy, Dr. Jacqueline.
I would love that. And hopefully you'll be back on one of our shows before then anyway. Tell us more details.
Thank you so much. And I hope you have a lovely day.
Thank you. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye. I just love what I do. Wouldn't you want to be me, interviewing all these amazing people from around the world? It's just incredible. So I'm so grateful. Thank you to Victoria for being here. Every time she graces our stage, I learn something new. She's so talented in so many ways. She normally, when we have her on shows, she's done a video production herself, which is always amazing. We had one from earlier in the week about whales, and I just am so in awe of everything that she does. And to Haley and to Pollyanna, thank you so much. We wish you all the best. We have a couple of shows coming up after this. The next show is Talking Heads. This is a presentation platform program. We have 7 of these shows every week. This is not an interview. This is where experts come from around the world. Anyone is welcome to ask to be on the show. You can contact me, Jacqueline at drjacqueline.com. And people present 15-minute lessons to help us be better personally or professionally. Again, Talking Heads. It's coming up at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 8 p.m. British Summer Time. And then our last show of the day, we actually have 2 psychics coming on. I can't believe it. Our show is presenting Pet Psychic Amina, and we have Reverend Dottie Boone joining us, and she is also a psychic. So I'll be with 2 psychics today. That's at 4 o'clock Eastern Time, which is 9 o'clock British Summer Time. Thank you again for being here. I look forward to having you back one of our shows. We've got something really exciting going on that I just want to share with you. It is the Power of Listening seminar. For those of you who don't know, I'm a certified holistic life and career coach, certified meditation coach, and a certified yoga instructor. I am holding a seminar that really is for anyone and everyone who wants to have better relationships, deeper connections, and be more effective in their professional career or their personal career. What does this mean? In 90 minutes, you will learn what it takes to be an expert listener. Why should you care? Because most of us are not listening to other people. And because we're not listening, we're not able to effectively communicate. And because we can't communicate effectively, we don't understand people. We make judgments. We jump to conclusions. If we were more open as a listener and being there for someone, our lives are going to be much better, and so are everyone else's. So it's $47 a ticket. You don't have to be there in person. No, we have 3 options to be there in person, but you don't have to be. You can get the link to the show afterwards. 3 ways to sign up. You can go to my website, drjacqueline.com. I'm streaming it right there. You can go to my Instagram, Dr. Jacqueline, which is where my link tree is. And then finally, you could go to Eventbrite and just put in the Power of Listening. So I hope you'll join me there. We've got a great plan for you, which is you'll watch videos of short role plays. And in the role plays, there will be one person who's talking and the other person who's supposed to be listening. And then you'll get to use your handheld device to answer questions about what you just watched. We won't know if you got the answer correct or not. You'll know, and your device will be a big X if you didn't get it correct. But on the screen, we'll see how everybody answered as a group, not individually. And then by the end of the 90 minutes, we'll put it all together, all the role plays, and we'll see how much you learned during that 90 minutes that you can go out and then be an effective communicator and an expert listener. Thank you again for being here. God bless you all. Take care of each other. Remember not to judge. Put yourself in somebody else's shoes and show some grace and give people a pass. That's what I try to do. Take care. Bye.